What is up, everybody? Today we'll be doing something that never been a lot of people do on YouTube, but I'm gonna be doing a ranking of the entire Sons of Anarchy season ranking. So before you know, Sons of Anarchy is my second favorite show of all time, behind Breaking Bad, which I'll be doing a ranking soon with include Better Call Saul seasons. But let's further ado, get started. Coming in number 7 is going to be season 3. Now, before I get into that, there's not a single bad season of the entire show, but season 3 is the season arc where Jackson and the club are trying to look for his son Abel, and then going to Belfast, which is a brilliant storyline, which especially what happened after what happened in the second season, but it kind of drags a bit. So it kind of drags a bit with the storyline of they spend a couple episodes on something else other than focusing on trying to find Abel. But get that out of the way. This is a really, really solid, good season of the show. And especially, to be honest, I think the finale of this season is one of the best episodes of the entire series. So, yeah, it's really no. Like I said, there's no negatives I have to say with the show, other than drags a little bit. So, yeah, it's coming in last place. Coming in at number 6 is actually going to be season 1. This is a excellent start of the entire show. Fantastic introduction to Jax, Clay, Juice, Tig, Gemma, and all that. But to be completely honest, there's not a lot going on in this show other than besides Jax killing Taro's ex-stalker boyfriend. That was pretty awesome. You got the whole tragic event that happened to Opie's wife. And sorry, I just try to remember on top of my head what happens in this season. Oh yeah, and then they assume that the Agent Saul, which is one of the most hateable characters in the show. Oh, speaking of Saul, Agent Saul, her death in the 3rd season was awesome. I completely forgot her to put that out, but yeah, her death is one of the best deaths in the entire series. So her introduction here, and yes, we hate this woman so much, but the actress does a brilliant job of making you hate that person. But other than that, and since it doesn't have a lot of events going on, so that's probably the reason why it's coming in low list. Coming in number 5 is actually going to be season 6. Now season 6 has a lot going on. You have the introduction of this retired U.S. Marshal. Basically got Tara arrested and sent to prison. And he's trying to take down the club. And then by the episode 3 or 4, Otto kills him, which is one of the most epic episodes ever. You have the whole Jimmy, I forget, but Jimmy the one, or O'Gallon or something like that. Yeah, they have the whole the Irish dude who sells guns to them but ends up betraying them. And then you have the introduction of Peter Weller in this season, which is awesome, by the way. By the end of it, it's one of the most bonkers in the entire series. You have the event and actual death of Clay, which is which I know we hated that person which I'll get into it, by the way. And we're just waiting for him to die, but to be honest, it was really, really unexpected. But a great way to set up his death and all that. Now, you have the whole storyline where Tara and Jax's marriage's relationship is falling apart. Like Tara's thinking about like running away like forever, but snitching on the club, ratting out the club, until Gemma decided to kill Tara. One of the most shocking moments of the entire series. And let's not forget the district attorney, which I forgot her name. She's also a brilliant the series, which you'll recognize her from the FX show The Shield. Anyways, back to the season. It's a really awesome season. Chaotic as hell, but damn, is one of the best. Coming in number 4, it's actually going to be the final season of the entire of Sons of Anarchy. Now, I wish I could put this like up higher, but okay, yeah, I'm gonna start with the negatives. Some people actually thought this is some people think this is like the worst season of the entire show, and I can understand it, but I kind of disagree though, because I know it's about Jax spending half of the season going after the people that did not even kill Tara the entire time, and all this chaotic event where Jen was lying about like it was the Chinese gang that killed Tara, and now Jax is killing them for like no reason at all. So that was awesome. Oh yeah, and then you have Marilyn Manson as a part of the season, which is pretty cool. But the reason why I love this season is you can see the dark side of Jax that we didn't expect to see since the beginning of the show. Yeah, this is by far the darkest season arc of Jax. And then you have the whole and then you have a lot of stuff happening where, again, this is a lot of death counts in this season. You have Bobby getting shot by August Marks because it was a retaliation for them. It was a retaliation for them killing or going after Lynn. And you have the whole and now Juice is like hiding from the clubs, which I forgot to mention the other season of season 6. Juice made a terrible decision to help Gemma to get away from murder. Now he's on the run. This season he was awesome. I do believe that Theo Rossi gave a phenomenal performance in that season. The prison scene is one of the where Jax visits Juice. He just confessed to him like, I want the truth, because none of like the puzzles or like anything that the Chinese been saying never made any sense. Just says it to him. I need the truth now, and Juice finally gave it to him. Brilliant performance by Charlie Hunnam, which I'm probably gonna keep saying since the entire show. So yeah, he finally knows the truth. He is deeply heartbroken that his mom lied to him the entire time. Her one little lie got a lot of people killed throughout this show. And honestly, this is probably the reason why it's one of the most captivating shows ever. And before I'll get into the finale explanation, or yeah, you have episode 12, I believe, which is before the finale, where Jax finally finds Gemma. Wayne Unser is there. Just says it to him calmly. Just go home, Wayne. And Wayne said no. Jax shots him. And then Gemma finally knows. Wait, actually? Yeah, fuck it. I forgot to introduce you to Nero, which he's been in the beginning since season 5, and still makes it all the way to the finale. He gets one phone call, finds out it was Gemma the entire time. Just he's all quiet all of a sudden, drops the phone, starts crying, believing that Gemma lied the whole time, just like everyone else is. Just like what everyone's been waiting for is them finding out that Gemma caused all the chaos. Anyways, back to the now that Jax knows it was Gemma the entire time. Talks to her a little bit. Let's go meet outside. Keep staring at the roses. And this awesome scene that someone called when Jax kills Gemma. We call it a son of Anarchy takes out mom of Anarchy, which is actually a very creative scene. But he tells her to keep staring at the roses, and Gemma's telling, I'm sorry, Jax has the gun, shakes, cries a little bit. After she says, I'm ready, shots her finally. And if I ever had a ranking of like the entire villains of the entire show, Gemma for sure being top 3 for sure, because she's definitely a villain in this entire show. Now to the finale, which people are kind of complaining that's kind of they're ripping off of Walter White's death in the Breaking Bad. But after he shot Gemma, he realizes that he's a monster. He's a criminal. He doesn't want his sons to like think of him or look up to him. So he decides to go on a rampage before he eventually kills himself. Kills August Marks. Kills Peter Weller, which finds out he's the traitor all along. Oh, they also put a vote on Jax meeting Mr. Mayhem after killing a member of the club, which he never ratted anyway. So that's why the death had to be a reason. So, I'm sorry, this has been a while since I've seen the show, so I'm trying to keep up with all that. So yeah, he does all the jobs one last time. Goes to the district attorney, explain what exactly happened of Testero. Oh, and forgot to mention the Lieutenant Roosevelt's death. And then the scene where the club had a brilliant idea to make it look like he killed Jax, And then they listened to him that like Jax wants to kill himself and do it his way, instead of how it's supposed to work, a club killing a member just because of the rule he broke. And then you get this awesome kind of mini parade of the entire police cars chasing Jax the entire road. Oh, and great cameo by Michael Chiklis as the truck driver. So it's funny, Jax gets killed by Vic Mackey. And a brilliant song of Come Join the Murder at the end, where Jax just keeps riding and riding, which we call it Jax's final ride. Sees the truck and decides to do his death exactly how his father died. So he lets go to the motorcycle and makes it look like he's free. And then the truck finally killed Jax Teller. And that was one of the reasons why that Sons of Anarchy made my favorite shows of all time. So, nonetheless, an absolute underappreciated season for me personally. So that's coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is actually going to be season 2. This is an awesome season. You have the whole introduction of now it's the club versus Henry Rollins and the neo-Nazis, which is an awesome. And you have the whole bizarre storyline where Zobel's kind of the main villain, which people remember Henry Rollins for being the main villain of the season. So yeah, you you have the guys that want the club to not sell guns to color people, and of course they say, fuck with us and all that, or nobody threatens this club. So they did this one horrible thing. They set up Gemma, abducted her, and raped her, and to give Clay a message about them wanting them to stop selling guns to color. That is one of the most, like, those scenes are like tough to watch, especially in the early seasons. Oh yeah, then after the club eventually finds out it was them the entire time, they finally made it. They're gonna kick their asses down until those guys were smart enough. Since they were gonna assassinate them, they set them up at a little community, like church home, to get them arrested, go to prison. Oh yeah, have the whole funny sequence where they're using Jews as bait to get protection in prison, which is funny. And again, I'm really sorry, but I'm trying to remember oh yeah, and once Gemma confessed to Jackson Clay about what exactly happened, it was one of the most emotional scenes of the entire show. Oh, and then you have Opie finding out that Ted killed Donna, and then you have this whole season where Tig is feeling guilty about it. And then you have, anyways, yeah, it's one of the most emotional scenes of the entire show. Then you get to the part they have this badass fight between the club and the neo-Nazis, and then it was this badass scene, and then and then after the cops started arriving, and then, go on, get out of here, and Jack pushes Henry Rollins, we ain't done yet. And then the actual finale, they finally killed Henry Rollins and decided to go after Zobel, and everything falls to shit. You have the whole, oh, I also forgot to mention you have this whole story arc of Cameron, I believe that's his name. Costal is hired to making the son of the gun dealer, the Irish dealer gun, makes a deal with him to rat out until he tries to escape, and then Saul shots him. And that bitch. Oh yeah, then you have Gemma, who walked in at the house. Well, because she was mostly there to kill the woman who pretended, which is Zobel's daughter, who pretended that her baby was choking and then knocked Gemma out. So yeah, so after Gemma shows up, finally does her business, killing her, Stahl decides to make it look like Gemma is the one who shot the son, and now you have the father, which is the actual dealer, tracks Jax's house, takes Abel, kills Halfsack, which I forgot, he was one of the coolest characters, even though he was only for 2 seasons. So yeah, you have that storyline, which is crazy. Abducts Abel, hops on a boat, and goes away. Which is the reason why they couldn't finish the job to kill Zobel. Which I'm very confused. Like, what did they never exactly mention? Oh, what happened to Zobel after that season? But anyways, yeah, that finale is one of the best and intense seasons of the entire show. And it has to do with the storyline of Henry Rollins and Zobel. And this is one of the main seasons that why the show is awesome. So that was coming in number 3. Coming in number 2 is going to be season 5. This is probably the darkest season of the entire show. You have the whole storyline of the introduction of Damon Pope, which is one of the best villains in the entire series. You have the whole. Oh yeah, the very first episode was very intense, where you got Damon Pope wants revenge on Tig by burning his daughter alive, which is one of the most crazy beginnings of the show. And this is the first season that Jackson's the president of the club, which I'll get into about season 4. That when he takes away from Clay. Anyways, yeah. So you have Damon Pope after the entire club, which is one of the most intense scenes of the entire show. So Tig is basically the prey of this entire season. You have the death of Ope, which is probably the reason why people remember this season 4 is when Opie dies. It was heartbreaking and tough to watch. Oh yeah, you have the whole you have the season where Clay's making these house invasions and beating people up, and eventually shotting the lieutenant's pregnant wife. And then oh yeah, you have the introduction of Venus Van Dam, played by the wonderful Walton Goggins, that Tig's in love with he or she. Yeah, that season where they're sending up fake photos, which is one of the most funny scenes in the entire show. And then by the end of it, they decide to make the most brilliant idea. Jackson makes it look like he sold Tig to Pope, but that was just a setup for Jackson to let Tig kill Damon Pope, because it wasn't easy for them. They can't just kill Pope like public wise, because he's like a powerful gangster in town. Yeah, all that's for revenge of while Tig ran over his daughter in the finale of season 4, which I'll get into, by the way. It's like, you stupid cracker bitch. You have any idea what could happen to you if you kill me? I'm counting on it. Psh, shots Pope in the head. Oh yeah, and then you have the storyline where Juice confesses to Jax that the lieutenant's making him rat out the club, because if not, he's gonna break the news about his father actually being black the entire time. Which those of you don't know, that's kind of the rule of the club with no black members, which is funny. Oh, by the season finale, they finally patch a black guy as the first black member of the club. So yeah, back in the early series, it wasn't allowed. So after Juice tells Jax about it, he was about to be kicked out of the club, gets him an opportunity to be close with Clay, steals his old gun, shots Pope to make it look like Clay killed Pope, and he gets framed and he goes to prison. You have one episode where Gemma is getting a little high. She drives the grandkids around, and she crashes it. Almost got the kids killed. And then Jackson Tara has said that you're not allowed to visit or think about her grandchildren ever again until Jax gives her an opportunity to go back with Clay, sleep with Clay. Because that was back when Clay would reveal so many secrets to her. So he's making her do that to, so that way Clay could, shout out or confess that what he's doing. So that is an awesome season arc. And you have the introduction of Nero of this show, which is one of the best characters of the entire show. Oh yeah, you have the whole where Tara visits Otto and Otto eventually killing a nurse, which leads to the retired U.S. Marshal to put Tara arrested and go to prison. All that. But But since it's one of the best seasons of the entire show, well, the reason not being number one is because there's one that slightly has a better ending than a huge cliffhanger of this season. So nonetheless, season 5, a badass season, dark season. That's the reason why it comes in at number 2. Coming in number 1 is going to be season 4. This is in my top 3 favorite seasons of television of all time, competing with Dexter season 4 and Breaking Bad season 4. This is, which I'll get into. You have the whole. So you have starts off with Jackson, the club, getting released from prison. But those of you who know, that's what happened at the end of season 3. So yeah, they get free from prison, start off new, having a deal with a cartel played by Danny Trejo. Which I know people are like, don't remember that as a memorable season, which I understand that. But this season is one of the best, all because it's about Jax finding out the true death behind John Teller, his father. Reveals that it was Gemma and Clay who set it up the entire time. And it was about, and Tara eventually found out the letters. Clay decides to try to assassinate Tara. Oh, and Piney, which is Opie's father, knew about it the whole time. And he had the letters the entire time. And Clay tries to tell Piney to give him the letters and not make sure Jax doesn't find out. And Piney says never. And Clay had no choice. Had to kill him. Gun him down. And then you have Opie finding out that his father got killed by Clay. Opie shots Clay a bunch of times. And Jax is wondering what is going on, Which he knows that Clay killed Piney. But he's trying to find out what was all this about. Finding out why were some guys trying to kidnap Tara and try to kill her. Oh, by the way, this season's longer than the other shows because it's 14 episodes, which is completely worth it. I would say. Yeah, which I would say it's the best episode of the entire season, where Gemma tells Jax the truth about John Teller and realizes that Clay's a murderous traitor, and it's his destiny to become the president of the club. Which Gemma set that up because, the whole season where again, season 5 also is when Jax and Tara get married, which is one of those in a brothel, which is so insane but beautiful moment. The whole beginning where Tara and Jax are engaged. They have 2 sons now. They're thinking about moving away from Charming, which is the town they live in, and of course Gemma doesn't want to allow that. So he decides to bring down the letter to convince Jax to stay and become the president of the club. And then you have Tara, who first of all made a brilliant plan of just kill Clay and we'll get out of here. But technically this season Gemma got what she wanted, her son to stay in Charming. And then you have the hospital scene where before I get into all that, actually I'm gonna meets Clay in the hospital. The reason why I'm not slicing you open is because I need this cartel deal. I need this cartel deal to happen, and those prick Irishmen won't deal with anyone else other than Clay. So he left no choice. So he has to keep Clay alive, despite how much he wanted to kill Clay. And they didn't need him anymore in season 6, so that was the perfect time to kill Clay in season 6. After that, he tells him, "You're stepping down as president," and Jax takes away from him, becomes the president. And then you have the brilliant line where he said, "You might as well kill me," and Jax, "You're already dead." Spits on him. So Clay is no longer in charge of the club anymore. And you have Jax being the new king president of Sons of Anarchy. And oh yeah, then Jax made Tig to make it look like it was one of the Niners who shot Clay, because they didn't want to tell the truth that was Opie the entire time. Which they eventually ran over the daughter of Pope, which began the storyline in season 5. So that was a cool way to tease that moment. And then you have Tara, who just lost all her shit due to like what just happened to her. Damage her hand. And telling Gemma that you don't fuck with her the entire time. So Jax eventually tells Tara that, I'm sorry, I'm staying in Charming. She fully accepts him no matter what. And love the way how it ended with Jax and Tara together to match the picture of Gemma and John Taylor. So yeah, you have the whole. So after Jax eventually finds out about what happened to his father, it becomes an absolute bloodbath season, and it's one of the best scenes of the entire show. So, nonetheless, season 4, one of the best seasons of the entire show, and it's one of my absolute favorite seasons of television of all time. So season 4, number 1. So what do you guys think? How would you rank your seasons down below in the comments? So yeah, I hope. So thank you guys so much for watching, or at least finally someone else doing a Sons of Anarchy seasons ranking, which I don't think which is barely gets popular for those videos, but yeah. So nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, and please check out Sons of Anarchy if you haven't seen the show, because trust me, it's an absolute blast. So thank you.